Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, 3 mothers are upset after their sons are injured while walking in their neighborhood. We'll hear what they're saying as police look for who hit them.
It's a second home. Some of our best friends are there.
Hurricane Fiona bringing devastation to several Caribbean islands. Find out what people in Connecticut are doing to help them recover.
And conspiracy theorist Alex Jones appears in a Connecticut courtroom for the first time for his defamation trial. Hear what happened today and what he said afterward. But we start things off tonight with a Fox 61 exclusive as several mothers in Wallingford are upset after their sons were injured in a hit and run. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thanks so much for joining us. Police are looking for a suspect believed to be in a dark-colored pickup truck. Fox 61's Alicia Machado spoke with those mothers tonight, and she joins us live in studio. What do they have to say, Alicia?
Yeah, well, those mothers are just hoping for justice in the case of their sons. Those boys are still in pain, one with a lacerated kidney and a concussion, the other with a back and neck injury. They tell me they're grateful it wasn't worse, but sad this happened to their children. Tonight, they're urging the person who did this to come forward. A group of Wallingford mothers standing together to call for justice. Their teens involved in a hit and run Wednesday evening on Highland Avenue and Johnson Road. 2 of the 3 boys struck by a pickup truck who police say drove off after the collision.
We just want closure for what happened to our boys because this is a parent's worst nightmare.
14-year-old Eli and 13-year-old Colby were hit as they were walking down Highland Avenue just before 5:45 Wednesday evening, hanging out with their friend EJ, who saw it all happen and called Colby's mom.
It was the worst moment of my life, getting that phone call, just hearing that your son's laying on the ground and they're waiting for an ambulance to come to get him.
EJ also ran home to get his mother, Megan Brooks.
I was there and it was hard to see and to make the phone calls, and I really just want justice for the kids.
The mothers thankful for the help of Highland Avenue neighbors who came out to wait with Eli and Colby before they were taken to the hospital. They have since been released but are still in recovery.
My son had pretty severe injuries. He has 2 lacerated kidneys, which are pretty severe. He had a pretty bad concussion. We've been going to numerous appointments.
My son is walking with a limp and with a back and neck injury. You don't know if that's going to be a lifelong injury or if it is something that will heal.
Police are looking for a newer model dark-colored full-size pickup truck believed to have been driven by the suspect. The mothers are asking the person who did this to come forward.
It would just bring closure to a really, really bad situation. It's bad enough, you know, you would hit somebody and stop, but you hit children and you screeched your tires and you took off to get out of there as fast as you could, and that's heartbreaking.
Now, we reached out to police for an update on the case today, but haven't heard back just yet. The mothers are in contact with police about the case. If you know anything about what happened, contact Wallingford Police at the number on your screen. Anonymous tips can also be submitted to the department's website. Live in the studio tonight, Alicia Machado, Fox 61 News.
All right, Alicia, thank you. Well, we are following some breaking news tonight out of Ledyard, where a Norwich woman is dead after a 3-vehicle crash. Police say it happened on Route 12 near the intersection with Oak Ridge Drive. 74-year-old Anna Mercado was a passenger in an SUV that crossed into the northbound lane before sideswiping another SUV and hitting a pickup head-on. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. The driver of her car is in stable condition. Another driver was treated at a hospital for injuries and is expected to survive. Investigators are looking into what caused that crash.
We're also following some developing news out of Hartford tonight, where we now know the name of the teenager shot and killed on Broad Street around 3:30 this afternoon. Police say 18-year-old Ernesto Morales of Manchester was pronounced dead at a hospital after he was brought there with gunshot wounds. A man in his 20s was also brought to the hospital. He's expected to survive his injuries.
We know that there's good camera coverage here, so hopefully we'll have captured it. I know there's some private video here as well.
Hartford police still investigating. Anyone with information that could help them should please give them a call. All right, let's get to the weather watch here. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us tonight. Pretty active weather evening, but a calm day today, Rachel.
Yeah,
most
we
part.
started the day off with sun. We finished with clouds and showers, but those showers are heading out of here, and we are in for a really beautiful day tomorrow with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures without the humidity. Refreshing out there tonight, low temperatures in the 50s inland, near 60 at the Connecticut shoreline. And again, tomorrow looks like a really nice day. There could be some patchy fog early on. Otherwise, we break for sun, high temperatures between 75 to 80. So it certainly is warm. And then we'll see increasing clouds tomorrow night with some showers developing as we head into your Thursday. Those showers will be with a potent front that will bring us true taste of fall as we head into the start of fall. We're also watching Hurricane Fiona, this Category 3 powerhouse hurricane expected to strengthen into a Category 4, moving away from the Turks and Caicos. It looks like the worst of the winds will stay to the west of Bermuda. Tropical storm force winds expected there, not the brutal Category 4 destruction. But the Canadian Maritimes are going to get a full hit with winds of 100 miles per hour, rough surf, and what could be some devastating flash flooding as well. So this is going to be a storm that we're continuing to talk about and follow in the days ahead. We'll talk about that cool down here later this week. Your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, Hurricane Fiona is slamming into Turks and Caicos after devastating Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. It became a major hurricane just off the coast of the islands, pounding them with 115-mile-an-hour winds. The government imposed a curfew and urged people to leave flood-prone areas. While Fiona won't threaten the U.S. mainland, like Rachel mentioned, it could hit Bermuda and the Canadian Maritimes later this week. Well, the recovery is only just starting in Puerto Rico, where power was lost for nearly the entire island on Sunday.
Yeah, the Dominican Republic nearby wasn't hit quite as badly, but Fiona did cause severe damage there. Fox 61's Tony Black joining us live in our newsroom tonight with how one Connecticut group is preparing to help the Dominican Republic. Tony.
Yeah, Ben and Jen, I spoke with a man in the southeastern portion of the Dominican Republic who says that they have not been hit by a hurricane since 2004, the Category 1 storm hitting neighboring Puerto Rico harder, but both islands are having to regroup to rebuild. That's also taking place here in Connecticut.
It rains, as you can see.
The Dominican Republic is now in the recovery stages from Hurricane Fiona after the Category 1 storm passed through the island Monday. Rafael Olivo is a volunteer with the Red Cross and works in risk management for the city of Higüey, about an hour west of Punta Cana. They faced tough winds and continuing rainfall.
Houses lost their roof, the flood. We have about 17 neighborhoods fully flooded.
Dozens of homes are flooded in the southeastern portion of the island. He provided Fox 61 with these photos. Olivo says the impact is felt by people in his country and their neighbor, Puerto Rico.
We are really sorry when something wrong happens to any country in the Caribbean, but especially one of these, because we feel them like brothers.
Fiona has swept away bridges and homes in Puerto Rico. Olivo says the Dominican Republic is ready to help when needed. And in Connecticut, many are ready to help the Dominican Republic when they need it.
It's devastating, to be honest with you.
John Powers is with the Dominican Republic mission team based in Wallingford. The volunteer group helps build homes, run medical clinics, and distribute food in the country. He says the damage is heartbreaking for him and his friends on the island.
They were talking about how they were hiding in the church we built because that's the most solid building.
The storm destroyed projects they've dedicated years to in what he calls his second home. They're now relying on their Dominican partners to help coordinate what to do when back on the ground.
We're going to have to take a step back and make sure people just have the most basic of needs met.
Powers says he's amazed by the strength of the Dominican people as they continuously struggle with strong storms, but always get right back up afterwards and build back. The group scheduled to go back in January. Now that's months away, but he says their efforts to rebuild will be more meaningful. In the newsroom tonight, Tony Black, Fox 61 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. As Puerto Rico recovers from Fiona, today also marks 5 years since Hurricane Maria also caused widespread destruction on the island. After Maria, the San Juan Center and Capital Region Education Council in Hartford helped people who evacuated from Puerto Rico. CREC raised more than $160,000, while the San Juan Center served more than 200 families, and both groups say they're ready to help again.
It just brings you back to, yes, there's been progress. We helped many families here in Connecticut, specifically here in Hartford, but there's still a lot of things that need to get done.
Now we can get more organized, act quicker,
because we already have the context.
While CREC and the San Juan Center say they're still waiting on the exact help needed, they're already planning fundraisers for Fiona relief. Our coverage of Hurricane Fiona continues later at 10:30. Meteorologist Ryan Breton explains how hurricane hunters fly into the eye of a storm like Fiona to help forecasters learn some life-saving information. Very interesting. Stick with us. All right, new at 10, as Connecticut rolls out the legalization of recreational marijuana, the state is making sure adults are using it responsibly.
Well, Connecticut's launching a new campaign to promote responsible cannabis use. It includes several online videos showing what to do if a child or a pet accidentally consumes cannabis and how to safely store or get rid of it. The state's encouraging marijuana business owners and health organizations to promote safe cannabis use.